Hi world, this is my global forecast. It's a redo of my global forecast for April 2016. It's late in the evening on the 31st of March, so this is about as fresh as it gets. My original video for this cocked up, so this is the replacement. So, what's going on this month? Well, a lot. If you actually look at a transit graph of what's happening this month, you're not going to see a great deal in the actual details, in the minutiae, in the day by day stuff, but the bigger picture, it's big. The Uranus-Pluto square is making a bit of a return, and this is compounded by the fact that on the 7th of this month at 11:25 GMT in the morning, it is the Aries new moon at 18 degrees of Aries. This will be on top of Uranus by about 2 degrees and squaring Pluto by about half a degree. So yes, it's the return of the Uranus-Pluto square in the first half of April of this month, and the amount of bombings that's been happening in the world in the last few weeks, boy, why am I surprised? Uranus-Pluto is biting one last time. There's also a number of changes of movement going on this month. We've got Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius, yes. But we've also got 3 new retrogrades happening this month. We've got Mars going retrograde on the 17th at 1:15 in the afternoon, UK time. And then, some 14 hours later, on the 18th at about 8:30 in the morning, we've got Pluto going retrograde in the next door sign of Capricorn. 2 retrogrades going, both 2 big planets, Mars and Pluto, both quite assertive and projective in their own way, and both quite feasibly warlike, both going retrograde within 24 hours of each other. Both about 36 degrees away from each other, 1/10 of a circle. I do expect developments around the 17th of this month. Adds to this that at the end of the month, on the 28th, around about 6:30 in the evening UK time, we've got the start of the next Mercury retrograde, and Mercury's going to be in Taurus from perhaps the middle of April right the way through to almost the middle of June. It's going to be in Taurus for 7 or 8 weeks. Mercury in Taurus, it's not that brilliant a position. It is given to intransigent thinking, and it's great for determination and mental perseverance and pushing things through, but it's not known for its mental flexibility and agility. So retrograde Mercury in Taurus, look at the second area of Taurus in your horoscope and see what that's going to affect. That's going to be a big one. Jupiter is still going retrograde, but it's getting ready to stand still in early May and start moving forward. So, you take out the Mercury retrograde and the Uranus-Pluto square, and all the rest of the actions in the mutable signs. You've got Neptune in Pisces, you've got Saturn and Mars both going retrograde by the end of the month in Sagittarius, you've got Jupiter retrograde in Virgo, all of them sort of facing off with each other. And it does suggest that this month is a very confusing time. It's a time where there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, a lot of doubting people's words and the transparency of actions, especially as Mars goes retrograde in Sagittarius. There will be questions doubting other people's beliefs and philosophies, doubting other people's religions. The Scorpio new moon, Scorpio full moon, on the 22nd of this month. That's not in too bad a place. I'm not worried by that. But the Aries new moon on the 7th, conjunct Uranus square Pluto, that's a bit of a stinker of an aspect. And of course, it's not just the new moon, sun and moon, it's also the fact that the sun will be squaring Pluto on the 6th and conjuncting Uranus on the 9th. So this whole period of the 5th through to the 10th of April is somewhat explosive. And I don't want to dream anything negative in, because you know what, there's already enough negativity in the world, and I seriously don't think that people smile enough. But I do expect some further complications in the world dynamic between the 5th to the 10th, And if you're caught up in all this, then basically just get the hell out of town and don't get involved in it, because what's the point? And can we please stop the publicity machine to all these acts of terror, because they're just terrifying people and scaring them into becoming ever more isolationist. Of course it sells newspapers and it's in various interested parties' interest to sow seeds of terror, fear and distrust. Can't have people thinking for themselves after all, can we? With Jupiter retrograde in Virgo, Jupiter wants to see the big picture, Virgo wants to see the details. So there's a fusion here between the need for big picture and detail. With Mars and Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius obscuring the truth and the transparency. With Neptune going full speed ahead in Pisces, bringing an ever greater sense of confusion into whatever truth there might be at a philosophical or religious level. With the Uranus-Pluto square creating a warlike situation, especially in the first half of the month, on the Aries new moon. This month is not an easy month, let alone the fact we've got a Mercury retrograde coming up. So, this is probably the hardest month of the year so far. It might even be the hardest month of the whole year. So, do what I do. Do the idiot's way to survival. In the face of adversity, smile. My catchphrase, negativity can't exist with its humour. And there is such a thing as PMA, positive mental attitude. It starts with a smile, it ends with a smile. You can't help but smile sometimes, because what else are you there to do? And if you smile at someone, normally they smile back. Collectively and individually, have a great month. Catch you later. Bye.